Have you ever wondered about your teeth? They are amazing tools. They help you chew delicious food, speak clearly, and show off a great big smile. Your teeth are incredibly strong, covered in a hard protective layer called enamel. Enamel is actually the hardest substance in the entire human body. It's tougher than bone, but even though it's so tough, it faces a constant threat every single day. The biggest enemy of our teeth is something we call tooth decay. This is when tiny holes, also known as cavities, start to form in our teeth, which can cause pain and other problems if they are not taken care of. The main culprits behind tooth decay are tiny living things called bacteria. Now, not all bacteria are bad, but some of the ones living in your mouth are troublemakers. These bacteria love to eat the sugars and starches left behind from the foods you eat, like candy, soda, bread, and even fruits. When these bacteria feast on these sugary leftovers, they produce acids as a waste product. It's this acid that is the real problem for your teeth. It's a bit like a tiny, continuous science experiment happening inside your mouth, where sugar and bacteria mix to create a substance that can slowly but surely damage your strong tooth enamel. Think about it this way. Your mouth is a bustling ecosystem, a community of microorganisms. When you eat, you're not just feeding yourself, you're also feeding this community. If you feed them a lot of sugar, you're encouraging the acid-producing bacteria to thrive and multiply. These acids then sit on the surface of your teeth, creating a very acidic environment. Your tooth enamel, as strong as it is, doesn't do well when it's constantly bathed in acid. This is the beginning of the battle for your dental health. A battle that happens quietly inside your mouth every single day, whether you notice it or not. So we have a problem. Our modern diets often contain a lot of sugars and starches, which means our mouth bacteria are having a constant party and producing a lot of acid. This acid attacks our tooth enamel, trying to break it down. If we don't do anything to stop this process, the enamel will get weaker and weaker, eventually leading to those pesky cavities. That's why dental hygiene is so incredibly important. We need a way to fight back against this acid attack and protect our teeth. Fortunately, science has given us a powerful ally in this fight, a special ingredient found in most toothpastes. Consider it. So, what is this secret weapon against tooth decay? It's an element called fluorine, and when it's in a specific form, we call it fluoride. Fluoride isn't something made up in a lab from scratch, it's a natural mineral found all around us. You can find it in the Earth's crust, in rocks, and in soil. From there, it gets into our water sources. That's right, fluoride is naturally present in almost all water, including oceans, rivers, and lakes. The amount can vary a lot from place to place, but it's a natural part of our planet's chemistry. It's even in some of the foods we eat and beverages we drink. Fluoride is a member of the halogen family on the periodic table of elements, which means it's related to elements like chlorine and iodine. In its pure form, fluorine is a gas, but we never use it that way for our health. Instead, we use fluoride compounds, which are created when fluorine combines with other elements, like sodium or tin. These compounds are stable, safe, and incredibly effective at what they do. For decades, scientists have studied fluoride and its effects on teeth, and the evidence is overwhelming. This natural mineral is one of the best things we have for keeping our smiles healthy and strong. The discovery of fluoride's benefits for teeth is a fascinating science story. In the early 20th century, dentists in certain towns noticed something strange. Many of the local people had teeth that were unusually resistant to cavities, though some also had faint white or brown flecks on them. Scientists and researchers investigated and found the one thing these towns had in common was a higher than average level of natural fluoride in their drinking water. This led to the groundbreaking realization that fluoride, at the right concentration, could make teeth stronger and prevent decay. This was a huge leap forward in public health. From this discovery, the idea of adding fluoride to public water supplies a process called water fluoridation, was born as a safe and effective way to deliver its benefits to an entire community. This has been called one of the greatest public health achievements of the 20th century. In a similar way, scientists figured out how to add fluoride to toothpaste, giving us a way to apply its protective power directly to our teeth every single day. So, this amazing tooth protector isn't some artificial chemical. It's a gift from nature, harnessed by science to help us all fight cavities more effectively. So how does this natural mineral, fluoride, make its way from rocks and water into that tube of toothpaste sitting on your bathroom counter? It's a carefully controlled scientific process. First, the right kind of fluoride compound has to be chosen. Toothpaste manufacturers can't just scrape some rocks and toss them into the mix. They use specific purified fluoride compounds that are proven to be safe and effective for dental care. The most common types you might see listed in the ingredients are sodium fluoride, stannous fluoride, or sodium monofluorophosphate. Each of these works in a slightly different way, but they all deliver fluoride ions to your teeth. Once the fluoride compound is selected, it has to be mixed into the toothpaste formula in exactly the right amount. This is very important. Too little fluoride wouldn't be effective at fighting cavities, and too much could be harmful. Health organizations and government agencies around the world, like the Food and Drug Administration in the United States, have strict regulations about the concentration of fluoride in over-the-counter toothpaste. This ensures that every tube you buy has enough fluoride to protect your teeth, but is also safe for your whole family to use as directed. The amount is usually measured in parts per million, or ppm. The fluoride is then carefully blended with all the other ingredients that make toothpaste. Well, toothpaste. These other ingredients have important jobs too. There are mild abrasives like hydrated silica to help scrub away plaque and stains without scratching your enamel. There are humectants like glycerol to keep the paste from drying out. There are detergents like sodium lauryl sulfate to create the foam that helps carry away debris. And of course, there are flavoring agents like mint to make it taste good. The fluoride needs to be compatible with all these other components to remain stable and active until you squeeze it onto your brush. The reason we add fluoride to toothpaste is all about direct application. While getting fluoride from drinking water is great for building strong teeth from the inside out, especially as they form in children, applying it directly to the surface of the teeth is incredibly beneficial. This is called a topical application. When you brush, you're spreading this powerful mineral directly onto the enamel surface, right where the acid attacks from bacteria are happening. This allows the fluoride to get to work immediately, helping to repair early damage and strengthen the enamel to resist future attacks. It's a targeted delivery system for your smile. To really understand why fluoride is so important, we need to zoom in and look at what's happening on the surface of your teeth at a microscopic level. As we discussed, your mouth is home to bacteria, and these bacteria love sugar. When you eat a cookie, drink a soda, or even eat a piece of fruit, you're leaving behind sugar molecules. The bacteria in a sticky film on your teeth, called plaque, immediately get to work. They digest these sugars and, as a part of their metabolism, release acids. The main culprits are acids like lactic acid. This acid is the enemy of your tooth enamel. Your enamel is made of a crystal-like mineral substance called hydroxyapatite. It's a very strong and dense structure, composed mainly of calcium and phosphate ions. However, this strong mineral has a weakness. It begins to dissolve when it's in an acidic environment. When the acids produced by bacteria sit on your teeth, they lower the pH level in your mouth. A neutral pH is 7, but after a sugary snack, the pH on your tooth surface can drop to 5.5 or even lower. This is the critical point where the trouble begins for your enamel. Think of your tooth enamel like a wall made of strong, tightly packed bricks. The acid is like a spray that slowly dissolves the mortar holding those bricks together. At first, you won't notice anything. The damage is microscopic. But this acid attack can happen multiple times a day, every time you eat or drink something sugary or starchy. Each time, the acid sits on your teeth and begins its work, trying to pull the essential calcium and phosphate minerals right out of your enamel. It's a constant siege against the fortress of your teeth. This process is a natural part of what happens in your mouth, but the problem in our modern world is the frequency of these attacks. If you're sipping on a sugary drink over a long period or snacking frequently throughout the day, you're not giving your mouth a chance to recover. Your saliva is your body's natural defense system. It helps to wash away food particles and neutralize acids. But if the acid attacks are too frequent and too strong, your saliva just can't keep up. The balance tips in favor of the acid, and your enamel starts to lose its vital mineral building blocks. This is the first step toward a cavity. Let's give this acid attack process its official scientific name: demineralization. It sounds complicated, but honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. D means to remove or take away, and mineralization refers to the minerals, specifically calcium and phosphate, that make up your tooth enamel. So, demineralization is the process where acids leach these vital minerals out of the enamel's crystal structure. The strong, solid hydroxyapatite begins to break down, leaving behind a softer, more porous tooth surface. It's kind of like a solid piece of wood slowly becoming spongy and weak. Now, this process doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow, gradual weakening. The very first sign of demineralization that a dentist can see is often a small white spot on the tooth. This isn't a stain. It's actually an area where the enamel has lost so many minerals that it changes the way it reflects light. At this stage, the surface of the enamel is still intact, but the structure underneath has been weakened. This white spot is a warning sign. It's your tooth telling you that it's losing the battle against acid and is on the verge of developing a cavity. If the process of demineralization continues without anything to stop it, the damage just gets worse. The weak, porous enamel structure will eventually collapse, creating a microcavity. This tiny hole then gets bigger and bigger as more and more of the enamel is destroyed. Once the decay breaks through the enamel layer, it reaches the softer layer underneath, called dentin. Cavities in the dentin can progress much more quickly and can lead to sensitivity and pain. If it goes on even longer, it can reach the pulp of the tooth, where the nerves and blood vessels are, causing a serious infection and, a bad toothache. So, demineralization is a constant threat. Every time you eat, the balance in your mouth shifts. Your saliva works hard to fight back, washing away acids and returning the pH to a safe level. This allows minerals that are naturally present in your saliva to start repairing the tooth. This natural repair process is called remineralization. The health of your teeth depends entirely on the balance between demineralization and remineralization. If you have more demineralization than remineralization, you will get cavities. This is where our hero, fluoride, makes its grand entrance. This is where the science gets really cool. Fluoride is like a superhero for your teeth because it supercharges the natural repair process of remineralization. Remember how your saliva naturally contains calcium and phosphate ions that it tries to put back into your teeth? Well, when fluoride is present in your mouth from your toothpaste, it makes this process much more efficient. It gathers the calcium and phosphate ions from your saliva and helps them get back into the demineralized areas of your enamel much faster than they would on their own. It's like a construction manager, making sure all the repair materials get to the right place quickly. But fluoride does something even more amazing. It doesn't just help rebuild the original hydroxyapatite mineral. When fluoride is involved in the remineralization process, it incorporates itself into the new crystal structure. This creates a new, much stronger and more acid-resistant mineral called fluorapatite. Think of it this way. Your original enamel, which is hydroxyapatite, is kind of like a brick wall. Fluoride helps to rebuild that wall, but it uses a kind of super cement to do it. The new wall, made of fluorapatite, is much tougher and can stand up to future acid attacks much better than the original wall could. So, fluoride works in two major ways. First, it helps to stop and even reverse the early stages of tooth decay. Those white spots we talked about? With regular fluoride exposure, they can be completely remineralized and healed before they ever turn into a full-blown cavity. This is an incredible benefit. It means we can actually repair the very earliest form of tooth damage just by brushing our teeth. Fluoride actively disrupts the demineralization process by making the enamel less soluble in acid. It's both a defense and a repair mechanism all in one. Furthermore, fluoride can also affect the cavity-causing bacteria themselves. Some studies show that fluoride can interfere with the bacteria's ability to produce acid in the first place. It's like it throws a wrench into their acid-making machinery. So, not only does fluoride strengthen your teeth and repair damage, but it also helps to reduce the amount of harmful acid being produced in your mouth. This multi-pronged attack on tooth decay is what makes fluoride such a powerful and essential ingredient in our daily oral hygiene routine. It's science in action, protecting your smile every time you brush. A common question people have is fluoride just for kids? The answer is a resounding no. Fluoride is beneficial for people of all ages, from the time the very first baby tooth appears all the way through our senior years. For children, fluoride is absolutely crucial. As their permanent teeth are developing in their jaws, fluoride that is ingested, for example from fluoridated water, gets incorporated into the structure of the enamel as it forms. This makes the teeth stronger and more resistant to cavities from the moment they emerge into the mouth. It's like building a house with stronger, more durable bricks from the very beginning. Once the teeth are in the mouth, topical fluoride from toothpaste becomes the star player for kids. Children are often less skilled at brushing, and their diets can be high in sugary snacks and drinks, making them particularly vulnerable to cavities. Brushing with fluoride toothpaste provides that direct surface protection, helping to remineralize any weak spots that form and making their new teeth as strong as possible. Protecting baby teeth is also very important, as they hold the space for the permanent teeth to come in correctly. Healthy baby teeth lead to healthier permanent teeth. But the need for fluoride doesn't stop when you become an adult. Adults face their own unique dental challenges. For example, as we get older, we can experience gum recession, which is when the gums pull away from the teeth. This exposes the root surfaces of the teeth, which are not covered by hard enamel. The root surface is made of a softer material called cementum, which is much more susceptible to decay from acid attacks. Brushing with fluoride toothpaste is one of the best ways to protect these vulnerable exposed roots from getting cavities. Additionally, many adults experience issues like dry mouth, which can be a side effect of certain medications or health conditions. Saliva is our natural defense against acid, so when you have less of it, your risk for cavities skyrockets. In this situation, the protective power of fluoride becomes even more important. It helps to compensate for the lack of saliva by strengthening the enamel and promoting remineralization. So, whether you are 6, 26, or 86, fluoride is a lifelong partner in maintaining a healthy, cavity-free smile. The science of protection works for everyone. Using fluoride toothpaste is one of the best things you can do for your teeth, but it's important to use it correctly to get all the benefits without any issues. The most important rule is about the amount of toothpaste to use. It's not like in the commercials where they show a giant wave of paste covering the whole brush. For children under the age of 3, you should use only a tiny amount, about the size of a single grain of rice. This is enough to provide the protective benefits of fluoride while ensuring they don't swallow too much, as very young children are not yet good at spitting. Once a child reaches the age of 3 and up through adulthood, The recommended amount is a pea-sized dab of toothpaste. That's it. A small pea is all you need. Using more than this doesn't make your teeth any cleaner or give you any extra protection. Using the correct pea-sized amount ensures you have enough fluoride to do its job effectively while minimizing the amount that gets swallowed. It's also important to supervise young children while they brush to make sure they are learning to spit out the toothpaste and not swallow it. This helps build good habits for a lifetime. When you finish brushing, there's another smart tip. Try not to rinse your mouth out with a lot of water right away. While it may feel natural to swish and rinse vigorously, doing so washes away all the beneficial fluoride you've just applied to your teeth. Instead, just spit out the excess foam and let the thin layer of fluoride that remains continue to work its magic. This gives it more time to be absorbed into the enamel, strengthening your teeth and continuing the remineralization process long after you've put your toothbrush away. Giving the fluoride more contact time maximizes its protective power. Finally, let's talk about safety. Fluoride, when used as directed in toothpaste, is incredibly safe and effective. The concern some people have is about a condition called dental fluorosis, which can happen if a child ingests too much fluoride while their permanent teeth are forming under the gums. This can cause faint white lines or streaks on the teeth. It's important to know that this is a cosmetic issue, not a disease, and it does not affect the health of the teeth. Following the simple rules, using a rice-sized smear for toddlers and a pea-sized amount for everyone else, and teaching kids to spit, is the best way to prevent this and ensure fluoride is only helping, not harming. So, let's put it all together. Our teeth are constantly under attack. The combination of sugars in our food and bacteria in our mouths creates acid. This acid dissolves the minerals in our tooth enamel through a process called demineralization. If this process goes unchecked, it leads to cavities, which can cause pain and lead to more serious dental problems. This is a battle that is waged in your mouth every single day. Without a good defense, our teeth would be in a lot of trouble. It's a fundamental challenge of biology and chemistry happening right behind our lips. Fluoride is the hero in this story. This natural mineral, added in safe and effective amounts to our toothpaste, gives us the power to fight back. It works by supercharging our mouth's natural repair process. It helps to remineralize teeth by grabbing calcium and phosphate from our saliva and depositing them back into our enamel. This can stop and even reverse the earliest signs of tooth decay, healing weak spots before they become cavities. It's a remarkable scientific intervention that allows us to repair our own teeth on a microscopic level. Even better, fluoride doesn't just rebuild the original enamel, it builds something stronger. It creates fluorapatite, a new mineral surface that is much more resistant to future acid attacks. It's like upgrading your teeth's armor. This protection is vital for everyone, from young children whose teeth are still developing to adults who may face challenges like exposed roots or dry mouth. Fluoride is a versatile and essential tool for oral health throughout our entire lives, providing a constant defense against the never-ending threat of decay. Science has provided us with a truly powerful tool. This is why the simple act of brushing your teeth twice a day with a fluoride toothpaste is so incredibly important. It's not just about removing food or making your breath fresh, it's an active scientific process of dental care. Each time you brush, you are scrubbing away the harmful plaque and delivering a dose of fluoride directly to your teeth to strengthen and protect them. By using the right amount of toothpaste and making it a consistent habit, you are tipping the balance in your mouth in favor of a healthy, strong, and beautiful smile. So consider it. Science is on your side, right there in your toothpaste tube. Now that's something to smile.